Hey everybody, DIY Danny here. Just gonna show you how to make my peppermint lip balm. Apologize for my voice being all funky. It's just like gone today, but I had to make this, so I figured I'll make the video anyways. So if you watch some of my videos, you know that the way I kind of started into the DIY stuff was just by switching over stuff I use a lot of. So lip balm was actually the second thing that I made for myself because I thought, you know, I go through a lot and it's gotta be a more natural, cheaper, easier way to do this. So that's when I found this recipe and kind of tweaked it. And voila, we got my peppermint lip balm. So I'm gonna show you how to make it. It's very similar to a Burt's Bees basic lip balm. Like I said, so that's got that nice peppermint flavor, so it makes your breath feel fresher, your lips feel nice and tingly, and it's super, super easy. So what you're gonna need is you're gonna need to get some tubes. You can actually save your old tubes if you've got a bunch of them, or you can just order a dozen or whatever on Amazon. The recipe I'm gonna give you actually makes 12 to 14 tubes. I'm making a big giant batch of it right now because I'm actually gonna give it as gifts to like neighbors and stuff for the holidays. But that's just so you see. And then a little trick that I learned is if you put a rubber band, like a hair tie, around the tubes, it holds them together. So when you go to fill it up, it makes life so much easier. Okay, you're also gonna need a double broiler. What is that, you ask? I don't even know because I don't cook either, so I had to Google it when I started making stuff. But I have a ghetto double broiler, and all it is a pan. And then I put the water in it, and then I just put a glass bowl on top. So as you can see, my stuff's already all mixed together because this is like the 4th time I've tried to make this video because my children are screaming in the background. So what you're gonna do for this recipe, super, super easy, is 2 tablespoons of shea butter. So unrefined shea butter. It comes in a brick, kind of like this. You can literally just put it on your hands. It's a nice lotion. It's really moisturizing, and that's what it's good for in the lip balm. So 2 tablespoons of that. 2 tablespoons of beeswax. I like to use the little pellets because it's easier to work with than like a big chunk. And then same thing, you just stick it in the measuring cup. Good to go. I would recommend that if you're going to be making a lot of DIY stuff, use your same bowl, your spoon, measuring cups. Keep them and use them for like your stuff that you're making because it is kind of a pain to have to get the oil and stuff out. So it's a little bit easier if you keep it all and just, we can wash it, but that way you don't have to worry about like having Lucky Charms in it tomorrow. Okay, so again, 2 tablespoons of the shea butter, 2 tablespoons of the beeswax. Okay, you're gonna use 2 tablespoons of coconut oil. Now, I like to add a little bit of vitamin E oil as well, just because it's good for your lips. It's good to help protect against the sun. So what I do is I do like 1 3/4 tablespoons of coconut oil, and then I just top it off with some vitamin E oil to fill it up. And basically, that's it. You put it all in the bowl and let it all melt, okay? So at first when you put it in there, it's gonna be the beeswax solid, the shea butter is pretty thick. But then after you let this melt for a few minutes, it turns into a nice liquid state, okay? And then what you're gonna do is, once it's all done and it's all liquid, show you, voila, then you're gonna turn it off and then you can add in your essential oils. So as I said, I do peppermint because it's really nice and tingly on your lips. Again, makes your breath feel, better, smells a little better. But you can use like lavender, you can use whatever you want essentially. And what you're gonna do is for that, this size batch, you're gonna wanna do 30 drops. Now, I have this batch times 5 going right now, so don't mind me as I sit here and put in a ton of drops of peppermint. So you wanna turn it off the heat, but still leave it on the hot water so it doesn't solidify. And then you're gonna go ahead and put your essential oil in. Okay, and while it's in this, it's pretty much just going to be the whole bottle, I think. So I'm just going to kind of go ahead and just keep pouring it in. But the other thing you want to also get, and makes your life a lot easier, is a pipette like this one. There's a plastic one. It makes it super simple because then you can just go ahead and fill up the tubes with it. And they're so cheap. They're like, I think I got like 20 of them or something like that for $2. So then I can just throw it away afterwards and not have to worry about trying to wash this and like get all of the actual stuff out because that is very complicated. Okay, so we're gonna just keep going and doing this. And as you can see, I'm just sort of guessing. You really don't have to be correct. You can put more peppermint, you can put less. I know this was almost a brand new bottle. A new bottle is about 250 drops. I need 30, 60, 90, I need about 150 drops, so I need about half the bottle, a little more than half the bottle. So I'm just gonna kind of glance at the bottle and then I'll know that way how much I've used, so I can still do a little bit more. And again, it's not really gonna hurt the more you put in. You can do more if you want it to be more pepperminty, and you can do less if you want it to be less pepperminty. It's totally up to you. The other cool thing about when you make this is that, let's say you make it and you don't like it, you can actually just remelt it, put it over the broiler again, remelt it, and voila, you can add a little bit of this, you know, put more oil in or whatever you want to do. And it goes ahead and you can go ahead and redo it that way. Let me just put a few more drops in. Okay, perfect. Then I'm just gonna give it a quick stir. Okay, and then it's super, super easy. So it's nice and liquid. So I'm gonna use my pipette, fill her up, and basically just go ahead and fill up each tube. So this is the part of the process that is a bit tedious. As you can see, let me flip the camera. I thought that would work. It didn't flip. Okay, so let's just do it this way. So you can see I'm filling it up and just putting it in. Okay, and I'm gonna fill it to the top. And then another little trick that I've learned is that if you let it set, so, you know, wait like 5 minutes after you fill them all up, keep a little bit of the excess that's in the bowl, because after about 5 minutes, it'll start to settle, and then you're gonna wanna go through and just top them all off. So just put a little bit more on top to fill it up. Okay, once you fill them all up, you can just let them sit out. If you know, wait a second until they harden just a little bit so that you can go ahead and put the cap on it. Then put the caps on them, and then you can just let it sit. After about 2 hours, they're hard enough. If you don't have that much time, you can also just stick them in the fridge and it'll go ahead and speed that process up. But you can see, let's go ahead and making some. And again, this is super, super easy. That's all you do. So again, 2 tablespoons. I'm gonna put this down again while I continue this. So 2 tablespoons of the shea butter, 2 tablespoons of the beeswax, almost 2 tablespoons of the coconut oil. I just top it off a tiny bit with a little bit of vitamin E, and then 30 drops of the peppermint or whatever, you know, flavor you want. That's the best thing about it, is you can play around and, you know, make things how you want. So I'm gonna go ahead and sign off. You don't need to really see the solidified product. It's gonna take me forever because, as you can see, I've got quite a few tubes here. But super, super easy. If you have any questions, just let me know. All right, DIY Danny signing off. Bye. Okay, so I wanted to show you how they start to settle. So you can kind of see these first ones I poured in here in the middle, how they're starting to settle. So you should have plenty of stuff left over to go in and just top them off. And that way, when they're done, it'll be nice and full like a regular tube of lip balm. So just go back and top them all off after they start to settle. Okay, I also want to show you, I made some really easy labels. I don't usually put labels on them, but because I'm going to be giving them as gifts, I thought people might need to know what's in them. So these are actually just square, like you can see the one size square labels that I already had made, or I already had, excuse me, in my house. So I just went ahead and copy and pasted it on 4 times per label, and then just cut it into 4s, and it fits perfect on the tube. And that way everyone has the information of what's in it, what's on it. There's no questions, and no one's gonna have any allergic reactions or anything. All right, that's all. Okay, finished product. Bye.